What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets with Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get talking about should the Mets trade for Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, guys. So we know the Mets need help in this lineup. There is no secret about it. The DH has been a disaster. The offense just hasn't been clicking on all cylinders, specifically last year in 2023. Pete Alonso needs help. He needs protection. Can we rely on Francisco Alvarez to be that person, or Ronnie Mauricio, or Lindor, who's in front of Pete Alonso? Probably not. It has not worked, and it needs to change. You got to think outside the box when it comes to how to protect Pete Alonso, at least in 2024, and what type of bat you need. Do you need a big-time power bat, or do you need a guy that's been in the playoffs, that is clutch, that is not afraid of the moment? That's something that we need to look at when we are trying to look at the bat that is going to protect Pete Alonso and is going to help this core players on the Mets get to that next level. Alex Bregman will certainly be a big part of that lineup if the Mets somehow find a way to trade for Alex Bregman. We're going to look at his contract situation. We're going to look at his 2023 stats. We are also going to look at the trade proposal that I have proposed to get Alex Bregman wearing the orange and blue in Queens. So let's start first with, so here it looks right here with Alex Bregman in 2023 with the Houston Astros. He played in 161 games, batted .262, 25 home runs, 98 RBIs, an OPS of 804, on-base percentage of .363, slugging of .441, 103 runs scored, 87 strikeouts. Again, another guy the Mets should be looking at because of the lack of strikeouts that he has. With all these at-bats and all those games played, those strikeouts, as low as they are, is crucial for this New York Mets team. And 92 walks. He gets on base. That is Alex Bregman 2023 stats with the Houston Astros. Ton of experience in the playoffs. Clutch player. Excellent defensively at third base. And he's 29 years old. That is something that the Mets could clearly use going into 2024, not only to protect Pete Alonso, but to help this lineup as a whole offensively that we desperately need going into next season. There was a lot of times last year where the New York Mets could not score runs. They could not bring in the runs. We could not get that big hit. Alex Bregman would be the perfect fit for this team. Now, when you say, well, how long does he have left on his contract? And to look at his contract, it looks like this. He did sign a 5-year deal worth $100 million in 2020, and he is on his last year of his deal. At the age of 29, he will be 30 by the 2024 season, but he's getting paid a lot of money. And we know one thing with the Houston Astros, they don't sign their players very often, no matter how good they are. We saw Garrett Cole go. We've seen George Springer. We've seen Correa go. All of those guys that were mainstays, World Series champions, that helped the Astros win championships and be one of their big parts of their team for many years, they didn't go sign these guys. There wasn't even a thought of bringing these guys back on the type of money they were going to get on the free agent market. Alex Bregman is another one. And I don't think the Houston Astros, the way they've been rotating these guys from the minors and their top prospects, it just seems like they always have somebody waiting in the wings in the farm system instead of paying a guy like Alex Bregman big bucks at the age of 29. Obviously, when he's a free agent at 31, but you'll get him at his age 30 season. And listen, $28.5 million this year seems like a lot of money, but considering the production, the experience in the playoffs, the clutch performances by Alex Bregman, there is no doubt in my mind. You go get him, specifically for at least the 1 year. But there's no reason why you can't give him a 4, 5, 6 year deal knowing that he's still in the prime of his career, especially with the uncertainty with the Pete Alonso situation. You need that bat that you can trust in a lineup and not to worry about somebody leaving in free agency. You know you're going to have that guy. And again, he's not a 45 home run guy. We all understand that. But he's clutch. He plays great defense. He's a guy that in a big spot you want up. That's what the New York Mets are lacking, and that's what they need going into next season. That's where I like Alex Bregman. So next up, what is a trade that is realistic that the Mets could actually try to get Alex Bregman? Well, it'll look like this. The Mets obviously will get Alex Bregman. The Mets will trade the number 11 prospect Alex Ramirez, who's been showing a lot of skills and getting better year by year. He's a center fielder right now, looking like he can play all corner outfield positions. Had a really good year in the minors, and that would be the one guy I give up. Also, the reason why I put Alex Ramirez there as an outfielder in the Mets farm system going to the Astros is because Kyle Tucker is another one who's going to be a free agent very soon. And I don't know if the Astros are going to pay him either. So they're going to be looking for young, controllable guys that are going to be up in the next year or two that can fill these spots. And that's where I believe the New York Mets can come in and say, hey, listen, we'll give you a top prospect in the outfield. We'll give you an outfielder that you gave us in the Verlander trade. There you go. You gave Alex Ramirez an outfielder who can be up in probably 2 years, where the Astros can say, all right, well, we don't have to worry about paying a ton of money to Kyle Tucker. Let's go with our young guns, which the Astros have been known to do. And I will give Jeff McNeil. I'm sick and tired of Jeff McNeil's attitude. I know he came on after the trade deadline. He's shown what he can do as the Jeff McNeil of old, but when it mattered, he was nowhere to be found. I can't consistently say, all right, well, it's got to be Jeff McNeil's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Look at his career numbers. But what I've seen is that he's striking out more. The average is way down. Jeff McNeil doesn't do anything so good where you can say, all right, it's his average is down. But is his power up? No. If Jeff McNeil is not batting around 300, he is useless for this team. Now, I love the versatility, playing the outfield, playing multiple infield positions, but we need him to be the catalyst, one of the catalysts in this lineup. If he doesn't bat 300, he is basically a utility infielder that comes in for defensive purposes. That's what Jeff McNeil is. Jeff McNeil needs to bat 300 and get on base for the guys like Lindor and Alonso and whoever else is going to be your run producer in your lineup. If Jeff McNeil is not going to bat around 300 and get on base, he's basically a utility infielder for defensive purposes because he can play multiple positions. You can't have that. You just gave him a contract. It's a reasonable contract. Why I think the Astros would take him, Jeff McNeil, along with Alex Ramirez, because Jeff McNeil contract is very reasonable. It's not high in price. And on top of it, you got him for a couple of more years. And he can play any position basically you want in the infield, minus first base, shortstop, and probably center field. But even Jeff McNeil can do that as well. But he can play corner outfield, right or left field, can play second, and can play third base. That's where I think the Astros could use him. They love versatility, especially in their outfield. That would be a perfect trade proposal, in my opinion, to get Alex Bregman. It's not going to cost you too much, knowing that you only got 1 year of control with Alex Bregman. I want to know what you guys think. Obviously, the stats are there. You don't got to worry about the stats. He's clutch. Ton of playoff experience. You see how much that matters with teams in the playoffs this year. His contract, $28.5 million for 1 more year. He is a 1-year rental. Obviously, the Mets would try to sign him. But for the 2024 season, Alex Bregman could be a key component to this lineup. So what do you think of the trade proposal? Alex Bregman coming to the Mets. Alex Ramirez, the number 11 overall prospect outfielder who can play all outfield positions, currently in center field in the Mets farm system, and trading Jeff McNeil in the process to make that a done deal. Would the Astros do it? And would the Mets do it? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. Do you think the Mets should make a trade for Alex Bregman? And do you like my trade proposal? Alex Ramirez, Jeff McNeil going to Houston for Alex Bregman. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button. Hit on that notification button. Off season is coming very, very soon. MLB Hot Stove, Mets Hot Stove, MLB Free Agent Frenzy right here on Talking Mets with Rob all off season. So stick around, hang out, subscribe, and we got a long off season. If you're a New York Mets fan, a lot of work to do. With that said, guys, thank you for watching. And as always, Mets fans, let's go Mets.